Welcome back into Newsmax. You're watching Wake Up America. Day after Election Day, we've got some results, but not all the results. Not like the old days when you'd know who won where the day after. Not anymore. But some wins for Republicans last night. Wasn't the red tsunami that had been projected, but I think you could still call it a red wave. Depends what happens over the next couple days. For more on that, let's welcome in CPAC chairman and author of The Desecrators, Matt Schlapp, with us in-house. Matt, good to see you this morning.
Good to be with you, Rob, live and in person.
Live and in person. Great to have you in-house on this. This is a big day for us. I'm wondering...
A lot of people don't let me into their house, so this is really big for me.
This is huge, and we will continue to do so.
Okay,
You're always invited here. Okay, let's talk about the Senate. So right now, we are calling Wisconsin in Ron Johnson's favor.
Ron Johnson will win Wisconsin.
He will win. We've already called it 49-48. Republicans have the advantage in the House. The two big seats that remain open, of course, Georgia, looks like that's going to go to a runoff. Let's go through Arizona. Can Blake Masters, only 62% of the vote as of 7:30 this morning Eastern time has been counted. Can Blake Masters make up those votes, come back and beat Mark Kelly?
One of the stories that Mark Halperin kept bringing up last night was how the Senate races and the governor's races were really tied. And so, obviously, I'm focusing like a laser on Kari Lake. She's really pulled that race for the governor's race in Arizona to be quite tight. If she continues to show strength, that gives me hope that Masters maybe has enough to pull out a very tight win. I think Kari Lake would have to win by more like in the 4% range for him to do it, but it's not outside the realm of possibilities. But without the Georgia runoff, we also have Nevada, which did something crazy, Rob. How many days have we known that Election Day was last night, right?
Yes, I think for a while.
And they decided in Clark County, a place I spent a lot of time in after the election because they have tremendous corruption, they didn't hire any workers, they said.
This is Las Vegas.
To count the ballots, right, in Clark County, which is Las Vegas. And so now we're going to have to wait days, potentially, to see what happens with the United States Senate.
Right now that race, Nevada, Adam Laxalt's got just about a 2-point lead over Catherine Cortez Masto in the Senate race there. That's a big one.
I think Adam's going to pull it out. And I think that means the Republicans have a really decent shot for having the majority in the Senate.
Yeah.
If you come out of this, which wasn't a red tsunami, but if you come out of this winning the House and the Senate, you pick up a key governorship like Arizona, you have the big wins in North Carolina and Texas. In Florida, it's hard to look.
Retaking the House, that's red wave territory.
It's hard not to look at
tsunami.
This and be awfully happy.
Yeah, all right, I want to talk about this. I want to make this clear, too. Nobody right now at 7:30 in the morning is saying that votes aren't being counted. But yesterday, and I know I was uncomfortable when I heard this, we started hearing words that we were hearing in 2020, right around election time, hijinks, glitches with machines, irregularities, particularly in Arizona again. Any concern there? And Nevada as well. Any concern there?
Yeah, huge concern, which is that they said up to 20% of the polling places, they were either having a printer problem or whatever. It's like, I would just say to Maricopa County...
Go to Florida, do what they do?
Yeah, or go to France. I mean, how embarrassing if the French seem to be able to elect their president by dinner time.
Right.
And we're not going to even know about the Senate till Thursday because we're not going to start counting ballots in Clark County. I mean, this is third world stuff. We wouldn't accept these results from another country. Look, I was in the Florida recount. I think there's very simple ways to fix our election problem. And the biggest problem we have is our major cities, not true with Maricopa in Arizona, but our major cities are now almost 100% dominated by very left-wing Democrats. And the corruption just seems to go with it.
Let's talk about Florida. Ron DeSantis did get the opportunity last night to make a big victory speech on election night, beat Charlie Crist by almost 20 points, which is really unbelievable, considering that was a once purple state. Now it's red across the board. 2 red senators, red governor. I think every statewide office there is in Republican hands this morning. Ron DeSantis, 2024. That's part of the conversation now, whether you like it or not. What do you make of it?
Well, I think the one thing that I think is a little bit strange in the coverage of Florida, which is that everyone did well.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio did well. Marco Rubio, that was supposed to be a very tight Senate race. He ended up winning big. I don't know what the final numbers are.
Over Val Demings,
Yeah, it was a very big win. So, I would just say this. Florida's changed. Ron DeSantis is a big part of that change. He deserves tremendous credit. The voters rewarded him. But Florida is not the state it was. And I think Texas deserves great credit, too. Both these big, mega red states really performed well. And, there was a lot of talk about Abbott and Ken Paxton, the AG, being in real trouble. They ended up coasting to victory.
Can I get you just 10 seconds? Georgia, we're going to have a runoff December the 6th, right before the holidays. What happens there?
Well, everyone's, of course, on my side is all worried because we lost a couple last time, and I think Herschel Walker's in a really good position to win. Look, he's a first-time candidate.
Yeah.
He was a football star and a business success, but a first-time candidate. I campaigned with him. He got better and better and better. He's ready for this. Kemp is going to be the governor. I think he's going to stump alongside him.
Yep.
Trump will pull in the MAGA folks. And I think he's got a real good chance to pull it out. But I tell you, Georgia, everyone feels snake bit on. No one knows until they run the play.
You will see all of the big names.
But if he wins and Laxalt wins, we have a majority in the United States Senate. That's history, folks.
Yep, 51. All right, Matt Schlapp, good to see you. Come back in-house anytime you want. Anytime you're in town, come see us.
Usually they just want me on that TV screen, the little one. They don't want me here.
No, I like you here. It's better. All right, Matt. Tell Mercedes I say hello.
I will.
As always, by the way. Thank you.